Okay, so I'll go ahead and just jump right into the discussion prompts here. So the first question asked something that I noticed or found interesting in the play. And the first thing I noticed was that it breaks the fourth wall, which I felt was really nice because it kind of gave the audience, the ability to kind of see Doctor Horrible kind of, from a personal standpoint, and then, within different parts of the play, kind of how he interacts with people too. So I thought that was really interesting because it allowed us to get to know the main character better. Question number two asks what values I feel are represented in the dramatic world. The first one is, kind of by the common people in general, is almost an unyielding loyalty to the town hero, Captain Hammer. And even though he's very, cocky and arrogant, they do seem to just absolutely follow him, whatever he says, whatever he does. And then the value of, Dr. Horrible in particular is kind of a get the girl, get in the evil association at all costs kind of, value. And, he represents that, throughout the work. He does what he can to get Penny, and he, really tries to get into the evil association too. So that seems to be his priority. Number three asks something that I circled while I was reading, more listened than I read, obviously. So one thing I wrote down while I was listening was from the scene when Dr. Horrible gives, Penny a frozen yogurt, and he said, "Oh, what a crazy random happenstance." And I didn't know what happenstance meant, so I looked it up, and it looks like it means a chance happening or event. So not too crazy, but I had never heard that word before. Number four asked me to examine the politics of the play by choosing an issue of diversity. I'm actually going to choose the role of women because the only woman who's really represented in this work is Penny, and she really doesn't challenge any female stereotypes at all. She actually, upholds just about every stereotype. She's kind of a damsel in distress and has, two different guys fighting over her, and she really doesn't do a whole lot to, further the issue of women by any means. Question number five asked me to choose one song to analyze, and the song that I chose was, the very first one in the play, which was My Freeze Ray. And I think it really helps kind of establish not only the character, but how hard it is to initially talk to a girl. And so, like there's different lyrics in here that go like, "Here I go mumbling," um, you know, just kind of, you know, almost representing how difficult it is to, talk to a girl for the first time if, you really like her and, you haven't really talked to her before. And so I think that kind of helped establish the character. Maybe it didn't push the plot as much, but it did establish, how the Doctor Horrible character works. And so, one, let's see, a couple questions I have. So the first question is, do you think that Doctor Horrible is truly evil? And if so, why? And then my second question is, do you believe that Captain Hammer is truly good? And if so, why?